Most businesses don't fail because they are bad. They fail because they are good enough. Think about your favorite local cafe or the software company down the street. They make a decent profit, the owner drives a nice car, and everyone is comfortable. That comfort is actually a debt trap. Jim Collins, the guy who spent years obsessing over why some companies explode while others just exist, put it perfectly. Good is the enemy of great. If you are satisfied with being good, you have already signed your retirement paper from the big league. Today, we are breaking down the good to great blueprint. But we are not just talking theory. We are looking at a company that took this rule and used them to literally hijack the sky. DJI. Step 1. Let's look at level 5 leadership, the quiet power. In the movie, the CEO is always a loudmouth in a three-piece suit giving Wolf of Wall Street speeches. In reality, those guys usually crash the ship. Collins found that the great companies were led by level 5 leaders. These aren't celebrities. They are a weird mix of personal humility and professional will. They are the kind of people who look in the mirror when things go wrong and look out the window to give credit when things go right. Take Frank Wang, the founder of DJI. When he started in a dorm room in Hong Kong back in 2006, he wasn't trying to be a tech influencer. He was a geek who was obsessed with why Toy's helicopter kept crashing. He had this quiet, stubborn will to solve flight stability. He didn't care about the fame. He cared about the physics. While other CEOs were out networking and playing golf, Frank was in the lab in Shenzhen, properly covered in solder and plastic dust, refusing to settle for a product that mostly worked. Step 2. First who, then what? The right crew method. Before you decide where the bus is going, you have got to make sure you don't have any passenger who are going to make you want to drive off a cliff. Now, Collins says, first who, then what? You get the right people on the bus, the wrong people off the bus, and then you figure out the destination. If you have the right crew, they will handle the pivots. If you have the wrong crew, a great strategy won't save you. When DJI was starting out, drones weren't even a thing yet. Now, Frank Wang didn't hire drone expert. He hired people who were obsessed with robotics. He was notorious for being hard to work for. He wasn't being a jerk. He was being rigorous. Now, he wanted people who share the doer's mindset. If you weren't 100% in, you were off the bus. Now, this core team allowed DJI to pivot from selling hobbyist part to creating the Phantom, the drone that changed everything. Step 3. The Stockwell paradox. Stop lying to yourself. This is the street smart filter. You have to face the brutal facts of your business without losing the faith that you will win. Now, admirer James Stockwell was a pal who survived years of torture. He noticed that the optimists, the guy who said we will be home by Christmas, were the ones who died of a broken heart when Christmas came and went. The survivor were the ones who said, this is going to be a long, brutal grind, but we will get out. In 2012, the brutal facts for DJI was that their drones were a nightmare for regular people to use. You needed a degree in engineering just to get them in the air. Most companies would have just optimized the manual. DJI faced the truth. Our product is too hard. They spent everything they had to make a drone that worked out of the box. They didn't sugarcoat the problem. They fixed the root cause. Step 4. The Hedgehog Concept. Find your ping. Most companies act like foxes. They are fast, they are sleek, and they try 1,000 different things. But a hedgehog wins because it knows one big thing. To find your hedgehog concept, you need to find the overlap of 3 circles. Number 1, what are you deeply passionate about? Number 2, what can you be the best in the world at? And number 3, what actually makes you money? DJI didn't try to make delivery drone, racing drone, and spy satellite all at once. They found their ping, easy to use aerial imaging. They were passionate about flight. They knew they could be the best at vertical integration, making the camera, the software, and the motors all in-house. And they knew that everyone, from real estate agent to YouTuber would pay for that. They ignore the foxes and stay focused. Step 5. The engine room, OKR, KPIs and performance incentive. Now, this is where the good to great theory meets the street smart reality of execution. You can't have a culture of discipline without the tools to measure it. DJI doesn't just hope for greatness. They engineer it using a high-pressure system of OKR, objective and key result, and KPIs. In the DJI engine room, they use objectives to set the North Star, like achieve 40 minutes flight time on a consumer drone. Then they break that down into brutal KPIs for the engineering teams. But here's the DJI twist: internal competition. They often set up Team A and Team B to solve the same problem. It is like a gladiator pit for geeks. The team that hits the KPI first gets the glory and a performance-based incentive. Now, DJI is famous for its Special Innovation Award, where top performance engineer can walk away with massive bonuses or even luxury cars. They use performance-based incentive to ensure that the right people on the bus aren't just sitting there. They are pedaling as hard as they can. This creates a meritocracy where your data, your KPI, speak louder than your title. Step 6. The culture of discipline. No babysitting. A great company doesn't need 1,000 managers checking everyone's screen. It needs a culture of discipline. This means hiring disciplined people who don't need to be managed, but who need a system to thrive in. As the saying goes, freedom is not the absence of discipline, but the result of it. At DJI's HQ in Shenzhen, the culture is legendary. It is not about beanbags and free beers, it is about R&D discipline. They have the discipline to kill their own best-selling products. When the Phantom was at its peak, they launched the Mavic, which was smaller and better, knowing it would eat their own sales. That is disciplined thinking. They would rather kill their own product than let a competitor do it. Step 7. Technology accelerator, the turbo, not the engine. Here's where most tech startups fail. They think the new shiny tech is the reason they will be great. Colin found that great companies use technology as an accelerator, not the foundation. You don't lead with tech, you lead with your Hedgehog Concept and use tech to make it go faster. DJI didn't just stumble onto 4K camera or GPS. They used those technology to accelerate their goal of making aerial photography easy. They weren't tech first, they were solution first. Step 8. The flywheel, the snowball effect. Greatness doesn't happen in a lightning bolt moment. There's no miracle moment, it is a flywheel. Imagine a massive 2-ton metal wheel. You push it, it doesn't move. You push again, it moves an inch. You keep pushing, after 1,000 pushes, it has got momentum. Now, you are not even pushing that hard, but the flywheel is crushing everything in its path. DJI's flywheel started with a stable flight controller, then a better gimbal, then a better app, then a lower price. Each turn made the next one easier. By the time companies like GoPro tried to jump into the drone market, DJI's flywheel was spinning so fast, it blew them right out of the water. Now, if you are sitting there thinking, this is great, but how do I actually apply this to my 15 million business or my 3-person startup? That's exactly why I started this channel. Most business advice is too fluffy. We are here to give you the dual perspective. Hit the subscribe button and join our circle. We are building a community of leaders who aren't just looking for good results, but are obsessed with reaching that 100 million milestone and beyond. As a thank you for joining the crew today, I've got a special book for you. I've put together the SME Scaling Scorecard. It is a 5-minute audit tool based on the good to great framework and the exact KPI structures successful companies use. It will show you exactly where your bus is leaking oil and which part of your flywheel is stuck. Click the link in the description to download the Scaling Scorecard for free. Now, stop guessing and start measuring. The final reality check. Scaling isn't a secret. It is a discipline. As you look at your own business, ask yourself, are you just a good company waiting to get disrupted? Or are you ready to face the brutal facts set the right KPIs, and start pushing that flywheel. I will leave you with this. Being a doer isn't about how fast you run. It is about having the discipline to build the track while you are sprinting. The sky isn't the limit. It's just the playground for those who are disciplined enough to own it. Go fix your brutal facts. I will see you in the next video.